BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack. Featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. And this is half-ass episode number 995. We approach 1,000, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. Hey, hello, hi. How you doing? It's good to see you. Glad you made it. I'm glad I made it. That was had a little small minor family crisis thing, just to, nothing major, like didn't have to leave or anything like that, but just had to deal with some stuff. So everything's fine, everybody's fine, we're all good in the hood. Just sometimes life gets in the way, and I'm lucky in that I have a job where I'm able to handle shit like that. Sometimes shit comes up and people can't go take care of it. You know what I mean? So I'm lucky in that regard. So got the family thing figured out. We're good to go there. Everything's okay. Sorry about yesterday. Didn't have a show yesterday. Robert said, I wonder if the show will make 1,000. Yes, I don't give a shit, hell or high water, if I got to do one a week for 10 minutes a day. I'm getting to 1,000. Now, what happens after that, I don't fucking know. But we're getting to 1,000. Let's talk about yesterday. Let's get into it. I don't want to waste time. We got shit to do. We got a guest today. You might notice down here in the bottom. I got a guest. Chris Williams is going to join me today. He is the founder of the Next Court Agency. And if you're like, well, Barry, what the heck is the Next Court Agency? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's a new venture that Chris is into along with his partner, Walt Thompson. And they are, I'll read you the mission statement. It says, our mission is to connect professional basketball players with verified international teams through a transparent, player-driven process. So they're basically just about building bridges and helping players out. These guys, both Walt and Chris, have a pretty extensive and storied history in basketball. Walt was, 2011 to 2013, he organized a summer pro league in LA. Where was it? Oh, yeah. Collaborated with NBA G Leagues to coordinate and try out recruitment initiatives. The Summer Pro League hosted professional teams from China, Japan, Philippines, Canada. And Chris, first of all, I know Chris through comedy. He is, along with doing what he does here with the agency, he's a comedy booker, and I've known him for quite a while now. And I gotta tell you, dude is just all around good people. You know, you meet some people and you're just like, that's a good person. That's Chris Williams. You get to know him and you're like, that's just a good dude. He played basketball at the University of San Francisco, played overseas in the Philippines, coached the Pro-Am teams in San Francisco and Sacramento. Was a scout for the NBA G League, Bakersfield Jam. So he's done a lot as well. And one thing we're going to do when Chris joins us, we're going to talk about his agency. We're going to get into what it is and why it's doing it, or why they're doing it. But we're going to get his insight and thoughts on the upcoming season And it'll be kind of serve as a NBA primer / preview as well. So we'll spend some time on the agency, and then we'll spend some time talking basketball. So that'll be something to look forward to here coming up shortly. Captain Pope, I did not miss your biddies, I promise. Oh shit, we got a hype train. Look at that. Look at that. No drinking, by the way. I got a gig tonight. It's a private gig. What the hell is happening? Get off there. It's a private gig at the Punchline. So, unfortunately, no shots. But thank you to Heartthrob. Heartthrob said thread the show or sky it or whatever they call it. I did. So I'm ahead of you, buddy, but thank you for the reminder and thank you for being a subscriber for 39 months. Captain Pope, thank you for the 100 bits, my friend. I see your message, and I promise you we will get to that in just 1 second. Let me thank Mimi for resubscribing for 34 months now, for 44 months. Very cool of you, Mimi. Love you to death. Thank you for doing that. Captain Pope said, Barry, is it time for the Texans to start fielding offers for CJ? The season is over. Very, very low chance of making the playoffs. Yeah, first of all, there is a... Oh, where'd it go? NFL playoff simulator that The Athletic has. And does not paint a rosy picture for the Texans. They have Texans to make the playoffs, 28%. That's it. 72% chance that they don't make the playoffs. They have a 23% chance of a wild card. The crazy thing is, I'm going to share this with you so you can just see real quick. Where'd it go? There we go. When you look at this, here's the standings right now, right? Division champs, AFC projected standings. They have the Texans at 10. So they have the first four, those three, and then kind of in the hunt. They have the Texans going 8-9. Probably not going to go 8-9. And then here's your chances. Like the Titans have less than 1% overall. And they're only 1-6. I mean, the Texans could easily be 1-5 right now. They're just not good. 2 wins this year are terrible. Titans and the Lamarless Ravens with a skeleton defense. Thank you for the 100 bits. And yeah, you're right. And remember, we talked a little bit about it, and we're like, Alex, 11 straight W's on the way. You and Tony need to get a room. Your love for these Texans, them some raggedy sons of guns right now, bro. They're just not good. But first of all, no, it's not time to trade CJ. I have my differences on CJ. You know what I mean? Like, I will say this. If you watched this show at all, what did I talk about at the beginning of the season that he wasn't doing that I didn't like? He wasn't moving in the pocket. He was just either standing there getting sacked, running straight back, or trying to pivot out and do his thing. Last night, they showed and talked about, and he did a lot more of, and remember, we talked about this. I wanted him to, I even used the telestrator when I showed you. In fact, yeah, it's still on the damn telestrator. Look at that. I can put that up right there. Yeah, we were talking about the fact that he doesn't roll out of or step up in the pocket. That's what that yellow line right there is. But he did that last night. I mean, look, when CJ Stroud has time, he can be, close to elite. I don't know that he's going to be elite, at least not yet. He has the potential for sure. You don't win Rookie of the Year, do what he did in your rookie season in the NFL. But since then, their offensive line has regressed significantly. Look, they don't have a running game without Joe Mixon. That's obvious. There are a lot of factors going into this. I mean, there's a lot of this team offensively has a ton of potential. They're just can't do shit because the O-line. Woody Marks could be one of the best, young backs in football. But he's running behind an offensive line that forces him to create every single time on his own. It just feels that way. CJ doesn't have enough time to allow, guys that should be taking the top off the defense to do so. His deep ball accuracy has not been great, but he's under pressure. So there's a lot going on this team. When CJ has time, he only misses the receiver by 3 yards instead of 8. Walt, that man is wildly accurate. Okay? I don't want to hear it. Well, I'll talk about he only misses him by 3. Well, he's no Davis Mills. I'll tell you that much. Jesus. But I look, this offense is raggedy. Okay? This offensive line is awful. Now, imagine, if you will, had they not traded Laramie Tunsil and Ursery was on the right side learning how to play left tackle. But you look and you watch some of these other teams and you just have to be envious of their O-lines. And you just have to wonder, why can this team not find a cohesive, good offensive line? It's maddening. It's maddening. Part of it, maybe they don't want to spend the money. I mean, they had a great start with Laramie Tunsil. They could have built around him. And they've tried. They've drafted. They've just swung and missed. They just have not done a good job. So I think that is, last year it was priority one. This year they're back again to priority one. That seems to be a recurring theme for this franchise. When David Carr was here, when Matt Schaub was here, it's a continuing issue. Okay. So the fact of the matter is, they're not going to be able to do anything and live up to their potential offensively until they get better in the trenches. I think here's the thing. If I'm the Nick Caserio and D'Amico Ryans, I am supremely active at the trade deadline. I am trying to find every single offensive lineman that is on the outs or whatever. You got to go get help. Anything has got to be better than what they have. And you would have thought that last year, but apparently not. How could you not hit bottom with Kenyon Green on that O-line, the big turnstile? It somehow doesn't seem any better. I won't say it's worse, just doesn't seem any better. So I think no, it's not time to trade CJ. It's not time to field offers for CJ. Now, would you want to look at, you're pretty deep at receiver. You're real deep at receiver. You got a ton of talent on defense. It may be time to say, you know what? We do have a ton of stars.
Heck yeah.
Gonna have to give up something to get something. I ask you, with a defense that deep, you maybe move a couple of guys, a receiver, get 3 fresh offensive linemen in here and give it a go. And you're still going to be okay. You're still going to be okay. So, Cece, what's up, girl? Cece in the building, girl. I haven't seen you in forever. I know why you're showing up, because you're that ass whooping you put on me in fantasy. I know what's up. You ain't fooling me. But Cece, thank you for resubscribing for 38 months. Captain Pope, thank you for the 100 bits and the 100 bits. Captain Pope said, I read the one earlier, 2 wins are terrible. Titans and Lamarless Ravens. But he also said, my Bengals have no O-line, and Grandpa Flacco looked pretty good against the Steelers Thursday. Yeah, he doesn't look bad. Captain Pope said, is the record any different had Davis Mills started in the games this year? No, Absolutely not. Davis Mills is bad. Real bad. Davis Mills was never going to be close to winning a Rookie of the Year. I mean, when CJ has time, he does some remarkable shit with the football. He really does. Why would they? They'll be sellers, no playoff hopes. What we'll say what most don't understand. So, first of all, I don't think they're going to be sellers because, well, you're right. This year, there's little to no playoff hope. Now, they've dug this hole, but you got to amass talent on that O-line somehow. If there are people who are trying to move offensive linemen at the deadline, you better snatch them up because you can't just risk another draft where, fingers crossed, it's the devil you know versus the devil you don't. You have NFL tape on guys that are going to be available at the trade deadline. Now, there may not be anybody good or worth it or equals like a, you don't want them to overpay like they did for Laramie Tunsil. But you know what? He was worth it. Even with all the dumbass mistakes, I ask you right now, would you rather watch this team as is? Or would you rather watch this team where every once in a while Laramie Tunsil's just going to jump off sides? He's just going to false start or hold. Yo, AJB's in Cabo. Let's go. What up, Jeff Bell? By the way, Cece, I'm glad you're here. Total Dallas. And Cece, I need you to be on notice. Jeff Bell made a proclamation to me on the Discord. And I think it's an important one. He said, let it be known. Broncos, Cowboys. I'm talking to Cece, a.k.a. Queen Bee, and Total Dallas. Let's make a bet. So it's on. Y'all make your bets. Total Dallas, CC, Jeff Bell, make it happen, Captain. Walt said, what most don't understand is that the quarterback is making the O-line look worse than it is. Burrow went to the Super Bowl with no O-line. I think it's a couple things, Walt. One, you can... Oh, boy, you talk about not identifying the rush. He'd certainly missed that safety blitz last night. I mean, Jesus Christ, you don't see that coming. There's also, though, Woody Marks has missed some big blocks. Chubb has never been known as a great blocker. But also, I think that I'm not going to blame this all on CJ. I think he does a poor job in the pocket, like I said. What I think is he's not good sometimes at reading the blitz. You are correct. But also, the O-line, he needs to make the change. He needs to make the correct calls, right? He needs to figure that out. But if you watch, one of the knocks on him has been he takes too long to process. And that's part of what I think is his fault. Is I think he's like, okay, I can't go here, I can't go here, I can't go here. Like, you got to look, though, especially if you know your O-line is not great. I think that the play calling has been bad when you know what kind of personnel you have. I think that his decision-making has not been great. I think he's trying to do too much. I do think sometimes he misses reads. I don't think it's all the time, but I think on occasion he's prone to missing a read. He's been let down by his backs not picking up blitzes. So, look, there's plenty of blame to go around. But to say that C.J. Stroud is not capable or good, I mean, explain his rookie year. Yeah, he had some pretty lucky moments where he didn't have more interceptions than he should have. But CC said, yes, sorry I was driving. Yes, I kicked your butt. Yes, I'll make a bet. And Alexito, I think, look, there's just plenty of blame to go around. And I'm sure there's a stat I could find where CJ Stroud when not under pressure. CJ Stroud's stats when not under pressure. When not under pressure, he has a 95.8 passer rating in 2024, 112.9 in 2023. His performance when clean included a 71 completion rate in 24, 69.5 in 23. Stroud was also more efficient when his pocket was clean, which I think most guys are going to be. But he's also first in QB pressures, second in time to throw. That was last year. Yeah, that's let me see. Per next gen stats 1 month ago. Here we go. This is per next gen stats. CJ Stroud has been pressured on 42% of his dropbacks and has been sacked 3 times. So far, he's been sacked 6 times through 2 games. He's already been sacked the 7th most in the league. So, again, but this is also, think about guys like Tom Brady and, whatnot playing behind poor O-lines. You have to learn how to manage that. You have to learn how to deal with that. Let me see. Here's next gen. Let's see what they got. Excuse me. Pop this over here. All right. This says, and I don't know what these are, so we're looking together. CJ Stroud has a passer rating of 91.1 with 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in 6 games this season. I don't know what these are. Like, what is this? Sacks and sack yards. He's been sacked 15 times. These are his averages. Averaging 2 interceptions and 4.5 touchdowns a game. That's not great. He's completing 65% of his passes. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I don't see his pressure rating, so yeah. But I think that has a lot to do with it. Is if he has time, like most quarterbacks, if they have time, life gets easier. Yeah, Donna said all we hear after the game is we got to do better. Yeah, that's part of the problem. Yeah, what's up, Big Stout? Big Stout says CJ needs an O-line for sure. Plenty of game to go around. Robert said, do you think CJ can elevate and make mid-level players after they pay him and can't afford top dollar players because the Texans are going to pay that man big time when that time comes? Yeah, and that's a point we talk about a lot on this show. Walt brings it up a lot. Yeah, it's tough to win Super Bowls when your quarterback makes more money than everybody else, unless you've already got the infrastructure like the Chiefs. And this team doesn't have that. They have the defense. And I'll say this. I've said this several times. I'm going to say this again. I think it's worth repeating. It needs to be told. But this Texans offense does not deserve this Texans defense. That's how bad it is. They just don't deserve this defense. This defense turned the ball over 3 times last night. 3 times. And you lose? And it was, the defense scored a touchdown. So this is a bad offense. I think one thing you've got to do, if you're DeMeco Ryans, and I know this, flies in the face of a lot of things, but one thing you've got to do, you've got to go out and get an offensive coordinator that's got some seasoning. I get that they like bringing in these young cats, the up-and-comers, the Mike McDaniels of the world. I think at this point, you've got to go get like a known commodity. You've got to go get a guy that's just like, yep, that guy knows what he's doing. He's been doing it a long time. I don't know what Gary Kubiak's doing, but Clint Kubiak was cooking. So I was like, damn, I wish Gary Kubiak was the offensive coordinator right now. That's, to me, one of the biggest things that they can do is because these young cats, they don't have that experience that they've been through the grind of a season like this where you have deficiencies that you have to mask. They're good, they're young, they're innovative, whatever. Seasoning matters. White people don't know that, but seasoning matters. So I think they got to go out and get somebody. Uriel said, at least you're not the Jets. Well, that's true. Iris the Droid said, what's the best case scenario for Arkansas going into next season? Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, Bobby Petrino has made that team look a 1,000 times better than it was. I think that they probably keep him. Let's see. Let's see. I was looking for something here. I think that they probably keep him. Here's the problem. It's really, really tough in the SEC. But I think if you give Petrino some time to recruit, but Arkansas, I just don't think is ever going to be like, they're never going to, I shouldn't say never, but I think it's tough for them to be like SEC champs. But they can make some noise. They can be like an Ole Miss where you get ranked high and then, yeah, you seem to stumble. And the Aggies are the same way. Don't get me wrong. My Aggies, they're gonna falter. It could be this. I predicted it'd be last week against Arkansas, and they almost did. But I think LSU can beat them. They're on the road. You're in Death Valley. It's gonna be a tough game. If they win this week, if the Aggies win this week, watch out. They could run the table. I mean, they'll probably, shit the bed against Texas if they don't lose to LSU. Just what the Aggies do. But I think if they beat LSU, they're definitely making the playoffs. But Arkansas, man, man, what the hell just happened to my Twitch chat? It's not on. There we go. Yeah, that's true, Walt. And I'm saying that that's what they're trying to do. Right? They're trying to find young, good, innovative guys, but they're not. They're not it. So yeah, Arkansas, man, you just look to be a disruptor. Maybe get a decent New Year's Six bowl game. It probably is the peak. But I don't think Arkansas is ever winning. It's just not a destination team. But you know what? All that said, neither is Indiana. Right? Bro, the days of NIL levels the playing field. But I think if Petrino can recruit, they've got tons of booster money. There's no reason he shouldn't have some success. But it's going to take time. So to answer your question, the outcome going into next season, best case scenario, bowl game is best case scenario. Bowl eligible. Couple years, different story. Total Dallas said Brady and Manning dealt with it by having OCs that design plays that allowed the ball to come out faster. And that's my point. You had them compensating in a bunch of different ways. So, all right, look, I am excited for this. We don't, Nussmeier is terrible. Ag will really have to screw up to lose this week. Well, it's the Aggies, bro. They give them a moment. Hold their beer. They will screw it up. I promise. All right. All right. Let me fix the camera here real quick. And then we are going to get into it. I've got a guest for you. We don't often get to have a guest anymore. So I'm excited about this. This is a really cool deal, man. Like I told you guys, I met Chris years ago through the comedy business. And he's a great dude, first of all. And y'all know me, I don't particularly like to associate with folks that aren't good people. But Chris is one of them, and he's got basketball ties, NBA ties. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get into, I'm trying to find where his camera is so I can fix this, but we're going to get into it and discuss, oh my goodness, what is happening? There we go. We're going to get into it and discuss not just the NBA with him, but we're also going to discuss his new venture. And it's a really cool thing. And you guys know folks like Aaron J. Bryant, who's a deckhead. He's really involved in basketball and development of kids. And Chris is working on some stuff with that as well. So this is going to be really cool. And we're going to get his insight into, what is that? Oh, we got a new subscriber to the channel. Hey, Mercado, thank you for subscribing to the channel, man. Much appreciated. But we're going to get into NBA and this venture with Chris and everything else. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I finally got the camera fixed, and we are ready to go. Chris, you good? You good to go? Can you hear me okay? All right, I see you, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to Barry on Deck, Mr. Chris Williams. Chris, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm doing good, brother. How you doing?
Man, I couldn't be better. Life is good. You know what I mean? Look, I ain't gonna lie.
That's a good thing.
Being in the comedy business, you know this. You know how emotional comics can be. Sunday didn't go like I wanted. You know what I mean? Like the turnout. So
right. I
was all in my feels, sad. You know, and you're like, damn, we only had 4 days to promote, and so I gave myself a day to, be emo and be sad about it. And I was like, all right, that's it. That's all you get is one day. Can't let that spiral. So I'm back on track.
Exactly.
But how are you, man? You got some exciting stuff going on.
Man, I'm blessed. I'm doing well. I can't complain. Things are going well, and they seem like they just keep going and going. And I always say I'm just going to ride this train. I'm going to ride it all the way.
Do me a favor. I would never do your bio justice. I get them and I have them, but I would never do it justice like you. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, Chris. Give them some of your background about what you did overseas and at San Francisco and so forth.
Yeah. Growing up, coming from the Philippines, born and raised there, part Filipino, part Puerto Rican, part African American. So coming to the States, man, at a young age, and just learned that I had a lot of tall relatives and was wondering where the height came from. But honestly, my dad was 6'9". He's Filipino, Puerto Rican, 6'9". Never played ball. Always thought he could, but he couldn't play ball. And I just was playing for the fun of it. As you know, I lost my brother in June, my older brother, and he's the one that gravitated to me and took me into the gym. And believe it or not, I'm 13, 14 practicing at the University of San Francisco. In the gym at night, working out and teaching me drills and different things. And it just gravitated to me. Ball became something that I really, really enjoyed and loved, and played high school and was able to go to University of USF, the Dons in the WCC, played 2 years there, and we got put on probation, the school did because of a former player, so ended up leaving, going overseas and going back home playing in the Philippines. And just the journey took me from the Philippines to Spain, met all kind of owners, coaches, guys, and just embarked on this whole basketball journey. So it's been a great ride so far.
Now, well, Dre said, what did it say? Kamustika? Not sure if I spelled that right. I'm gonna put it on screen. I don't know what the hell he's saying. I'm gonna butcher it. I'm gonna mess it up.
You mean como esta?
I don't know. Is that what that is? I don't know what the hell that was. Yeah, he's like, I think I spelled it wrong. I guess you tid. Look, tell the people, you have, when you and I talk basketball and sports a lot.
Yes.
But
yes.
You also have ties to Ime Udoka and the Celtics, and you've done some scouting and so forth. Tell the folks about that a little bit.
Yeah. My basketball journey ended up bringing me to Utah, back in the day, and got Coach Sloan came all the way to the Philippines to watch me play, and gave me an opportunity for 2 years. And I was very grateful, very blessed for the opportunity. Got to meet a lot of guys, network. I'm coming in already as a veteran. I'm not coming in as a youngster, 17, 18, 19, knowing the game, because I've been overseas for a while. So I think that helped me and prepared me to get into the mix of pro basketball and understanding the grind and the process and what it takes to be at that level. You know, I always tell guys in camp, you have 5 million guys trying to try out for 420 spots in the league. So, you know, you know what I mean? So
it's tough.
It's tough. It's putting in the work. And it's, you know, in these days too, it's also who you know. Because me and you talked before, you know, off camera and talked about how did he get in the league, you know, how this guy got in the league. So it's something that makes you think. And there's a lot of guys out here that can really, really play, just don't get the opportunity because either they don't know the right person, they don't have the right agent, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean?
And that's where you guys come in. You and Walt have started your Next Court agency, and that's kind of what this is. Talk a little bit about that because, and talk about what it is and talk about the importance of it. Like where you guys are really filling a void that exists. So talk about what that is and why.
Wow. I'm really, really excited. You know, this is something that me and Walt just have put together. And, you know, Walt does a lot of things, you know, in LA. I always call him Mr. Basketball there because he was the first original guy to put the Summer Pro League on the map. He was the first original person when they used to do it at the old Pyramid in LA and all those places before the NBA came and got the TV deal with NBA TV to move it to Las Vegas. So he was the original guy that had the Kobe's and all these guys in there, the Bo Kimballs, all the great players. So when he came to me with this opportunity, I was like, absolutely, because this is something that we've been talking about, you know. We feel that there's guys out there, again, that really, really can play at a high level, even if it's a pro level or even if you're going overseas to develop and you're still considered a pro player because you're over there. Anytime you're paid to play, you're a pro player.
Bro, just like you're a pro player. You get paid to do a gig, you're a pro comic.
You know it's exactly. It's one of those situations where we felt like forming an agency, we keep everything in-house. We keep the players in-house. We get them under contract. We train them ourselves. I do a lot of the training, get the guys physically and mentally prepared for the next journey. And that next journey could be overseas, getting some development, getting some growth, and then trying out with the G League, trying out, you know, with an NBA team. So we're excited because of our ties to overseas and also with the NBA. I was a scout for a while for the old D League team, Bakersfield Jam. You know, I have a lot of NBA connections. Our main thing is that you see so many quote unquote agencies or companies or guys say, oh, we're an agency. We can help you get there. We can help you get here. We can help you get there. And these guys put all their hopes and dreams into this. And then these people are frauds. You know, it's a sad situation when that happens because you're messing with a young man's livelihood and what he's trying to pursue. And that's one thing we want to do. We also want to empower them and teach them business management, how to handle your money, how to make your deals yourself. You know, without us making your deal, you can make your own deal. We want to show you how to do that. So we're excited.
That's
we're very,
huge,
very
man.
excited.
A lot of agents and agencies, and you know, I mean, I don't obviously have experience in the athletic realm, but you know, in entertainment as well. I mean, you're one of many, and a lot of your clientele are going to be guys that if they were on another roster of an agent or an agency, they're probably not going to get the attention you guys are giving them. You know, I mean, that's in comedy and to relate it to comedy, you know, there's the heavy hitters, right? Like the LeBrons or the Bill Burrs of the world. But then there's guys like me that, hey, if I could go overseas in the comedy world and get some seasoning, I could probably, you know, take another leap, take a next step. And, you know, if you have an agent, they're worried about the Bill Burrs of the world a lot of times. And they're worried about the LeBrons and the, you know, so I think it's great,
and it's a growing process. Yeah, it's a growing process. You know what I mean? It's you're taking steps to understand the business. I think that's a lot of things. A lot of guys think, okay, hey, I'm a good ball. I can go out there and play with anybody. But yeah, that's a part of it. But you got to also know the business side of it, because the business side, that's what's making your money for you. That's what's going to keep you going and keep you active and keep you in the loop in the basketball world.
And going overseas now isn't the same as it used to be, right? Like, I mean, it used to be like, you're going to go overseas and be forgotten about and not make much money.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that is one thing about the NBA making this sport global is that it reaches far. I mean, all you got to do is watch the Olympics and see how competitive these Olympic teams are, and how the U.S. is now like, oh shit, we've been caught. Like, it's going overseas is not what it used to be, and it can be lucrative for a lot of these cats.
Yeah. Overseas now, like you said, it's global, and basketball has picked up in so many countries now. It's unbelievable, and the financial part of it is even way more greater than what it used to be. You know, when I first was playing, it was nothing. It was nothing back then. Now you can make a living off that. I know guys that's overseas right now and say, hey, I don't need to come back here. I'm set over there. I got sponsors. I'm making good money. I got my housing. I got everything I need here. So why do I need to go back there to the hustle and bustle and, probably take a chance on not making a team when I'm set here? Yeah. So, it's all kinds of different differentials.
I dig it, man. So you guys just launched. What does the next 6 months look like for you with this?
Oh man, exciting. We've already had a couple meetings with a couple of different countries already this past week. Prime example, Australia, Japan, Philippines, Vietnam, Dubai. We have a lot of great countries already. Really, really excited where we're networking together, where we can get players there. They can send players here. I get to train these guys, get these guys mentally ready, hold pro trials. And here's the best part about this too. It's not just for the pro players. I want everyone to understand it's not just for the pro players. It's also for the high school kids who's trying to get into college. We have a lot of college ties. Walt is a Kansas guy. He knows the whole Kansas region there. So we have a lot of ties to college coaches, helping guys get into D1s, D2s, whatever it is, Also, the younger kids, we want to train them, and let them understand basketball and help them dribble and help them doing different things. I'm doing a lot of free camps. I don't believe, that I got to go out there and try to make money off kids, to prove something. I'm trying to give back and do free camps and help kids fulfill the dream that they want to play ball or they want to play high school or elementary, whatever it is. So,
man, that's music to my ears. I do the same thing in comedy. I've been doing this 12, 13 years. And I've been doing workshops for the last 7 or 8, and it's kind of similar to this. I don't teach comics how to be funny. I can't do that. You're either funny or you're not, or you're going to get funnier. But I teach them the business. I teach them how to be a comic. I teach them how to get work on the road, how to write and beat writer's block, how to. And so I love to hear that, and it's crucial. It's critical because some kids get lucky, blue chippers get a free, but there's a lot of guys that can work hard and achieve a tremendous amount of success. They just need some help. Absolutely. They just need some guidance. And you and I talked about,
need some help.
Last time you and I were talking basketball, we talked a little bit about kind of redoing or reimagining, or if you will, training these kids, because you said there's kind of there's a deficiency or a gap there, right?
Mm-hmm. Major. I don't think the guys are getting trained properly to put them in a position to be successful. And I thought I was one of the very few. To me, you talked about the same thing, and other people as well, and Walt. And we just felt like the training the guys get. You can't train basketball and be training, but then you're taking videos of yourself dribbling a basketball. Right. 100 times or whatever. And you think that's training. That's not training. That's not training, Yeah. That's just showing you trying to get clicks on social media.
Marketing.
But that's not training. Yeah, that's marketing, So training is when you get out there and you're on a court with me for 2 hours and you're sweating and your tongue is hanging out and you're asking me where's the nearest bathroom or garbage can so you can go puke. That's training. That's training. That is really training.
They don't do that anymore.
No, you got to put the work in, and when you're coming home, you're sore. You just want a bath and go lay down because your legs are throbbing and your body's sore, and that's a good thing. That means you just went through a full workout. You went through a great workout, you know.
Yeah, I love to hear it because we've got one of the deckheads that watches this show regularly. He's a old school OG deckhead, but his name is Aaron J. Bryant. He's really heavily involved in youth basketball and like the summer camps, and like, I think he's part of like Salukis and stuff like that. And but he's all about that kind of the same thing, like getting these kids with a different mindset. But it's tough, man. It's
Exactly.
tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough ask, in the social media era and NIL deals in college. And I'll be honest with you, Chris.
Yeah.
I don't think we're far from NIL in high school, man.
Yeah. It's leaning that way.
These kids are going to start making money on themselves in high school. You watch, especially maybe basketball. Football's going to lead the way. You watch in the state of Texas. A high school quarterback going to a blue chip high school program. Yeah. I mean, that's just, and especially at 16, they're going to, I think the argument's going to be, well, if they're old enough to work at McDonald's, they should be old enough to earn money doing other things.
Yeah. They're old enough to get paid. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
you're right. I see that coming soon.
Yep, it's going to be interesting.
Yes.
All right. Well, anything else we need to know about Next Court Agency? This is a really cool project, man. What else would you?
No, we're very excited. We love to hear from people and guys that's trying to further their career. They can definitely send us an email at nextcourtagency at gmail.com. Our website will be up next week. We're really, really excited about the opportunity of helping guys right now. We want to take our plateau to another level to where we have guys that are being placed in great positions overseas, or, God willing, if it's here in the G League or you get an NBA workout, something. But that's our main goal. That's our main focus. We're not focused on us, the name. We're focused on helping these young men grow and helping young men get to college, from college getting overseas, or overseas getting into the league somehow, and we're really, really strongly about that, because we feel that's right now the most necessary need of training these guys, getting these guys right.
It's supremely important. I couldn't agree more. Well, let me ask you some questions about this upcoming NBA season. If anybody's going to know about it, it's going to be you. And so, first things first, let's just start at the very top and we can work our way back. Are we looking at a repeat champion? Is this going to be finally a year where we get a repeat?
No.
Who is going to win? What is your finals matchup, do you think?
Wow. I like OKC a lot. Don't get me wrong. I love the way they play. I think SGA is a great player. Very humble kid, does a lot. But if you look at the series last year against Denver, I think if Aaron Gordon wouldn't have got hurt, Denver wins that series.
I don't disagree with you. I mean, that's not a crazy statement. I know a lot of people are like, oh man, but it's OKC. Listen, OKC was really great, but everybody forgot about Denver. And they were a lion and waiting in the wings. So you think Denver wins it all?
I like Denver. I have three teams that are really, to me is like right there. I think Denver's is there. I think, believe it or not, Houston. And the reason why I'm saying Houston, a lot of people saying because of Van Fleet injury. Houston has a lot of talent, but Udoka, that guy can coach.
Yeah.
He can coach, man.
That's what I think people are sleeping on with this team.
Yeah. And anytime you got a KD, it takes pressure off everyone else. And I think it's going to open up just the floor for everybody. Because 100%. There's going to be so much people that's focusing on KD, they're going to forget about the others. And
I don't disagree with you. And it was wild because I was looking at The Athletic had their preseason preview, right? And it was wild to me because, and I don't disagree with some of these names, but when you look at, let's see, where was their prediction year? He wasn't even listed. as a candidate, as a potential winner. Like, in fact, out of all the awards for the entire season that The Athletic talked about, they mentioned Amen Thompson as comeback player of the year and on the list for defensive player of the year. Oh, I take that back. Tari Eason was on the list for sixth man of the year, but none of the Rockets won anything in their preseason position, which doesn't mean shit. You and I both know that.
Yeah.
But it's still surprising. I mean, Ime Udoka, with what he did with this team since he got here, and what he did in Boston. I mean, I don't know what else this guy has to do to kind of get the same respect. I'm not saying he's the best coach in the league. I think that's Eric Spoelstra, hands down.
I think, Spoelstra is amazing, but man, Iman's right there.
Yeah,
he's right there.
Yeah, they have Ty Lue winning Coach of the Year on The Athletic.
I don't see that.
Yeah,
I don't see that. I don't see that at all.
Am I wrong? I've never been a Ty Lue believer as a head coach. I don't want to say he's terrible, but I mean, if you look at the teams that he's had, it's very Phil Jackson-esque in that he's always had one of the 3 or 4 or 5 best players in the league. That'll make a coach look great. Ask Pop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ask Pop.
Ask Belichick.
I mean, Ty Lue to me has underachieved because he had, a couple teams where they were loaded. They were stacked. And if you lose a key player, you should still be able to have enough talent on that team to carry you to a certain point. I'm not saying he's not a motivator, but look at his track record since, LeBron days.
That's been great. All right, so we have a question from the chat. Total Dallas wants to know, and thank you for the $5 super chat, Total Dallas. He said, ask me anything about anything. Chris Williams, tell me why the Mavericks will not win the championship.
The only reason I say they will not win is going to depend on how healthy and how strong Kyrie Irving is. Other than that, they're my underdog to come out of there, because if Kyrie comes back healthy with Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis don't got to play that 5, and you got Lively and all those guys, they're going to be a handful. They're going to be a handful.
Rookie of the year. You and I talked about this. I've said it on the show. After the Luka trade, everyone lost their mind, but people forgot how deep that Dallas team was and is. That's a good basketball team. That's
a good team. Good team.
Yeah,
good team. Very well coached. Jason Kidd, we go back from the Bay Area days. Great guy. Always happy to see him, do more and more. And I'm rooting for him, to get to that level to where he's really, really recognized as a coach instead of a great player, because he was a great player. He was a great player.
So some of these, like they obviously have Cooper Flagg as the rookie of the year. Duh. But they have a couple of other predictions. One of them being that the Celtics and the Pacers don't make the playoffs. You believe that?
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Boston will make the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs, they'll be a play-in team. I mean, they're going to get in some way. But Indiana, they did take a major hit, losing Miles Turner, and Halliburton being injured. I think they still have enough talent, because I love TJ McConnell. I love his game, his energy. I love his energy. So I still think they're capable enough to get up 6, 7, 8 feet. Boston is just going to depend on how well Jaylen Brown plays this year. What is he going to give him?
Time to step up. I mean, he always, Jaylen Brown reminds me a lot of times of Kyrie Irving, in that you look at him and go, all the skills in the world. And he's got that kind of little man syndrome in that I don't want to be Robin to Batman. Yeah, well, now's your chance. Now's your chance to step up and be the
because all eyes is going to be on him this year. Yeah, all eyes is going to be on Jaylen Brown this year. Can 100%. You carry this team? And that's what everyone's going to hear all year long. Tatum is out. Can Jaylen Brown will this team to the postseason?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to throw out a proposition to you, and you have to pick one. Who plays in more games this season, Zion Williamson or LeBron James? They have Zion in this little prediction. They say he plays 65 plus and LeBron plays less than 65. That's what they say.
You know,
what do you say?
I'm going to give it to Zion this year. And the only reason why I think he's going to play more games is because he's trimmed down a lot. He looked good. LeBron, man, I think Father Time is now catching LeBron because, look, right now he's not going to play. They're saying that he's going to miss a couple weeks, but now they're saying he may be out to mid-December. So the body tends, I don't care how much work you're doing when you're at 40, the body will break down and slow you down. So, I right now I'm gonna say Zion right now.
Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing. When I heard the reason that LeBron was missing the beginning of the season was because of sciatica, I was like, well, if you ever needed validation that his ass is old, there it is. Sciatica is,
there it is.
Just old people just talk about. You've never heard a 24-year-old be like, my damn sciatica. Yeah. No, that is some old people shit. He's old, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's the same. Yeah. Father Time is undefeated. There's nothing wrong with it. As long as he's playing his role. All right, two more things. One, speaking of LeBron, there was an article that came out. Oh, shit, I lost it now. But I believe it was on ESPN. Could have been. Yeah, it was on ESPN, I think. No, I'm sorry. It was on The Athletic. Russell Westbrook said he did not enjoy his time in L.A. with the Lakers because he didn't like LeBron. He said he was fake. He said that he grew tired of LeBron's, quote, fake act with the Lakers. Just give me your thoughts on it. I don't want to set it up any other way. I told you the headline and the blurb.
Well, I'm a real guy. I'm a straight shooter.
Uh-huh.
That is not the first time I've heard that. That is not the last time I would hear that. You have to be a rare player to play with LeBron because LeBron likes to, dominate the ball. LeBron likes to have the spotlight on him. And that's why it was interesting. And even I had to go to my sources. I talked to Walt and asked him, hey, how's this LeBron Luka thing gonna work? And he said, this is Luka team.
Ooh.
This is why LeBron, he said, if you're looking at, this is why LeBron's doing his little, like he made that little announcement, like everybody thinks he's going to retire.
Yeah.
Because all the spotlight was going on Luka all summer about him losing weight, how the team's going to look with him, how excited everybody is to see him. And then LeBron comes up with one of his things. And it's not hating on LeBron, great player. The guy's been doing it for a long time, man. So you can't take nothing away from it. But sometimes it's time to move over and let the young dog take the lead and just roll with it. Because you're letting the young guys do it, it makes you even more last longer and your body more durable for the stretch run when they really need you in the playoffs.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, look, LeBron at his age in the playoffs can still be deadly, but you got to get him there now. That's the thing. You just got to manage his body. Does Westbrook get kind of a bad rap? I mean, I know he was here in Houston for a while and he did some things, but man, it just felt like I always call him Crazy Russ because he gets that look and you're just like, oh shit, there goes Crazy Russ. There goes Crazy Russ. Get a bad rap with attitude, and he's, people call him selfish. And what are your thoughts? Does he get a bad rap?
Well, when Russ is out there, sometimes when I used to watch Russ, I used to call him Kanye Westbrook. I did. I called him Kanye Westbrook.
Oh, that's great. That is great.
And I heard Colin on the Herd say that one day, and I was like, oh my God. But it made sense what he was saying. Westbrook can play crazy erratic at times, but the guy gives you 120% maximum when he's on the court. Oh. He gets a real bad rap because the guy, he hustles, he'll do something bad, but he'll make up for it down the road, or he'll get a key block. And one thing, if you notice, that guy is not afraid to guard anyone on that floor.
Nope.
He's not afraid to guard anyone.
Not scared to get embarrassed, not scared to, Yeah.
He just gets a bad rap.
what's amazing is, the triple doubles and all the records that he broke.
Yeah.
And he's not a great shooter. He's never been a great outside shooter, but he and his position, playing the backcourt and a guard, that especially in today's NBA. So he's a pretty special player, but he can be a loose cannon. All right, last thing. Who's your MVP this season?
Ooh, if healthy, I would say the boy in San Antonio.
Wembanyama?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's time already.
Mm-hmm.
Do the Spurs make the playoffs or the play-in or miss it?
I think they get in this year. I think they get in the play-in. Because the West is loaded. The West is absolutely loaded. So it's going to be like last year. Everybody's going to be flip-flopping all the way through the season.
Yeah, I think so. I think one of the models they ran was like third through, I want to say 12 was separated by 3 games. Something like that. Something crazy. It was like, because, the first two out, let's see, last year. First two out in the West, Phoenix and Portland. And they were sub 500. But you look at the rest, like for the longest time, you had 2 through 6 or 7 was basically even. You didn't know how the final bracket was going to fall until the last game or two. So it's definitely deep. Remind me again, who did you pick? Who wins it all? Remind me again.
I'm gonna say Denver. I'm gonna say Denver.
Okay.
Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Denver Nuggets.
Baddest man on the planet in basketball is Jokic. I mean, people forgot about him because they haven't been on. It's kind of like Giannis. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if we had a Giannis Jokic finals at all. They both got something to prove.
Yeah.
But East is going to be. I think the East is going to be actually easier to get out of this year. Boston's not healthy. Indiana's not healthy. The Knicks look like it could be the Knicks and everybody else, or the Bucks and the Knicks and everybody else. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. And where Cleveland gonna fit in? What are they gonna do? Are they gonna falter? Yeah. I mean,
what a huge.
That's why I don't over there to me.
Well, man, this was a lot of fun, Chris. This was a long time coming. Shit, we've been talking about doing a show together forever.
For years.
Forever. And this is good. We got to do this again. We got to talk more basketball during the season. We'll have to have you on. You can give us some updates on how things are progressing. And we can talk more basketball. Is that cool?
Absolutely, my friends. Thank you for having me. Definitely appreciate it.
Man.
Always.
Hey, best of luck to you and Walt in the new venture, man. I think it's a really cool thing that you're doing. And it speaks to me, man. That kind of giving back, that speaks to me. So I'm glad you're doing it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. I look forward to talking to you soon.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Chris Williams. Give them the email and the website one more time so they can connect with you guys.
Again, our email is nextcourtagency@gmail.com, and we will be listing our website, but you can pull up Next Court Agency, and that'll be coming up saying website coming soon. Got about another probably 7 days or so, and it'll be up and running. But yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, man.
So looking forward to hearing from the young aspiring players for sure.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of folks in here that I think know some, so hopefully they'll point them your way.
Absolutely.
Hopefully. Hey, man.
All right.
Best of luck, Chris. We'll talk soon, I'm sure.
All right. Okay, brother. For sure.
All right.
Appreciate you always. All right.
Yeah, man. Same. Likewise. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Chris Williams. Man, I just want to say, you talk about a solid ass dude. He is salt of the earth kind of guy. Creamy Leg said, do you guys think Cooper Flagg, and then didn't finish, but I'm pretty sure it was, Rookie of the Year. Yeah, barring an injury, I think it's a no-brainer that Cooper Flagg is Rookie of the Year. How much of an impact he has? A lot of people were pretty impressed with his preseason performance, but it's preseason. You're not really, you're not grinding in the NBA. It's a different grind, and you got to manage his time and make sure you don't get exhausted and get beat up. And so, but yeah, I think Cooper Flagg is your runaway, no doubt, Rookie of the Year. CC said, finally. Finally what? Finally what, CC? So real quick, let me see. Did I get to... Yeah, let's see. All right, yeah, we're good. We didn't get much college football in. We got a little bit in with the Arkansas talk, but we didn't get to the Spurs. Got it. Yeah. We didn't get much college in. We did get a ton of NBA in. We didn't get all week 7, but we got some Texans in. Real quick before we go, just want to say, Shohei Ohtani isn't real. That man is, there's no way he's like a legitimate, real human person. If you missed it, if you've been living under a rock, his final game of the National League, why am I blanking on this? The NLCS, National League Championship Series. This was his stats. He went 3 for 3 with 3 runs, 3 RBIs, 3 home runs. Oh, by the way, which that would be good enough as it is, and a walk. So on base all 4 times, scored 3 times. It's just crazy. But he also pitched 6 innings, 10 Ks, no earned runs, no runs at all, 2 hits. Either one of those is phenomenal. But to do both in the same game, that's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. The man is not human. Yeah, exactly, Creamy Legs. Dude was developed in a lab. It's crazy talk. And I'm going to tell you, we talked a little bit, so this will kind of cover it, but I said on this show, Creamy Legs said Shohei or Aaron Judge. Shohei. It just, there's no, and look, don't get me wrong, Aaron Judge, great. Beautiful swing, best, probably the best hitter in baseball right now. Except Shohei can do both. Like, there's just no, there's no way around it. He's the greatest baseball player in the universe. He might be the greatest athlete just because of what he does. And, he's the greatest baseball player of all time. Already. Period. Bar none. Not up for discussion with me. When you watch the things that he does, nobody has ever done it. Nobody could ever do it. Babe Ruth didn't do the things that he's doing. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that's like next level shit. Which jersey should I buy for my son? Man, you know what? As far as heroes and people to look up to, they're both, I think, worthy of your son's admiration and praise. Me though, look, I'm in Houston. Ain't no way I'd buy either one of them damn jerseys. Making me choose between the Dodgers and the Yankees? That's just like how do you want to die? Fire or drowning? Like, can I just pick living? But if I had to choose, hey, Creamy Legs, thanks for the follow. If I had to choose, I'm going Blue Jays. I'm sorry, I'm going Yankees. I'm going Yankees. It's just that old school. Like, I loved Derek Jeter. I'm trying to think of the last Dodger I liked besides Shohei Ohtani. So I'm going Yankees with the jersey selection. Now, that said, let's talk a little bit about your next question, Dodgers or Blue Jays. I first want to point out, ladies and gentlemen, I said on this show last week during Game 2, when the Blue Jays were down, what was it? They were down bad. Trying to remember, let me pull up the schedule here. I do have a Dodgers cap. I like the color. Shut up. That was. Oh, where was it? Let me pull up Toronto. They lost 10-3. That was the game. We did this show. They were live. They lost 10-3. During that game, I told you the Blue Jays will win this series. And everybody's like, no, you're dumb. You're crazy. They just lost 10-3. They're down 2-0, and that was at home. There's no way they win this series. But I told you, that's the better team. Better pitching, better hitting. And everybody's like, well, Seattle was the hottest team coming in. Well, don't forget, Toronto overtook the Yankees and the Red Sox down the stretch. And we've seen, and I talked about it at the time, look, it's not unheard of for teams to lose their games at home and win on the road in baseball. Home field advantage in baseball is not the same as home court advantage in basketball, or more specifically, home field advantage in football. It's just not the same. So I believed in the Jays. I picked them to win when they were down 0-2. George Springer is still the man. As an Astros fan, you had to feel something. It made your pants move to see him hit that home run, especially since it was Seattle, and that is one of the Astros' rivals, divisionally and in general. Only thing that would have made that better if it was the Rangers, Yankees, or Dodgers. But Seattle's up there. So happy for George Springer. Love to see it. Great baseball. Down to game 7. That said, I'm taking the Dodgers in 5. Dodgers in 5. Listen. One, the Dodgers have the better team. They're just better in every way. Look what they just did to the best team in the National League. And it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. But when I say that the Brewers were the best team in the National League, don't try to make an argument. The Brewers 97-65. The Phillies were 96-66. But you can't argue with the plus minus 172 for the Brewers. They 52-29 at home, 45-36 on the road. I mean, it's just put up 806 runs, only allowed 635. I mean, the Brewers were the best team in baseball. But the Dodgers have the best team. And I hope that makes sense. They're deep. They're healthy. There's few flaws. And they literally have the best baseball player on the planet. So I'm taking Dodgers in 5 in this series. Can't wait for it, though. It's going to be a lot of fun. Odds Kendrick Lamar performs not like us at all home games because it's Toronto. That's hilarious. At a home game. Yeah. Look, that's the other thing. You had the Drake Kendrick Lamar beef, and now you've got LA versus Toronto, which is another reason why I'm picking LA. We all know about the Drake curse when it comes to sports. You shitting me? I mean, this is a dude who would come down and watch the Astros because he's, had ties to Houston and throw out a first pitch and do a concert. And guess what? Spoiler, those were the years they didn't win the World Series. So if Shohei Ohtani doesn't convince you, if that Dodgers lineup doesn't convince you, just go with the Drake curse. Yeah. Do that. So, I mean, yeah, look, Vlad Guerrero, a lot of fun. Springer, a lot of fun. That Blue Jays lineup is good. It ain't Dodgers good. It's just not. So, they need to add a salary cap to MLB. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Probably never going to happen. Donna said, and basement alert. Yes, your basement's flooded now, Donna. Jays are the third team in history to do that exact thing. Isn't that crazy? That's just crazy, man. Yeah, Dub said too bad he's on one of the most insufferable teams in the league. Shohei. Yeah, but you know what? Like I was a Jeter fan. Can't stand the Yankees, but I was a Jeter fan. Vlad too hit the ball hard. Pause. Yeah. Yes, Vlad is great. This Dodgers team is something else. Creamy Leg said favorite sports curse. I'm gonna get out of here. I got a show to do, but this will be last one. Oh, Vlad hits the ball hard. Yeah. Favorite sports curse? I mean, honestly, it's been lifted. But the fact that the Cubs thought a goat was the reason they sucked is fucking hilarious to me. There's just nothing like, I mean, I can't think, nothing comes to mind where it's like, that's hilarious. You think you sucked all these years because of a goat? Spoiler alert, ownership sucked. But they blamed it on a goat. Ownership would just not spend money, cut corners, do dumb shit. And they'd be like, that dang goat got us again. Did they? Did they? Exactly, Big Stout. Sacrifice the goat then, man. Kill a goat on the mound at Wrigley Field. Fuck a first pitch, okay? Be like, ladies and gentlemen, in lieu of a first pitch, today the Cubs organization has decided to exercise their demons and lift the curse of the goat. So, and then as they're doing this, there's this person walking out to the mound with a goat. And they're like, so instead, we have a different type of event that will occur before the game. And as he's doing this, somebody from the bullpen starts, they got in the golf cart and they come speeding in with an altar on a trailer. They just speed into the mound. And everybody's like, what is happening right now? Is this goat going to be like tap dance on this thing? What's this? And they're like, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Warlock of Wrigley. And he just looks, he's got like a Harry Potter outfit on or a Gandalf staff. He's dragging this goat. Everybody's like, what's going to happen? And he pulls a knife out of his staff. Everybody's like, what? And he just starts stabbing the fucking goat. Just blah, blah, and he cuts his neck. The goat bleeds out. And then he holds it up. And then in the background, you hear Lee Greenwood, proud to be an American. But then you see the W flag start to raise up slowly. And the curse is lifted. But they didn't do that. They didn't do that. Donna said Team Blue Jays here. Yep. Look, who do I want to win, Donna? The Blue Jays. But you know me, as long as you've known me doing sports talk, all 12 years of it. I started in 2013. As long as you've known me, I've always been honest, right? I've always been honest. I want the Blue Jays to win, but I got to make my picks with the old noggin. B. Hanna said the Blue Jays have no chance. I think they get the gentleman's sweep treatment. I think they get one. And I hope it's at home. You know what I mean? Like, I hope they win one at home for their fans. I hope that it's not, when it's all over but the shouting. Like, maybe they win game one. or game 2, right? So I'm sure Shohei, do we know who's starting the game? I'm sure it's going to be Ohtani, right? Let's see. Blue Jays, Dodgers. Do we have the lineup? I don't see the matchup. Batting leaders, pitching leaders. No, I just want the head-to-head. Who are they going with? I don't see it. Yep, don't see it. It's got to be Ohtani, though. Like, that's just... That would be crazy if it's not, right? But, yeah, look, the headline on ESPN, best rotation ever. How Dodgers aces are dominating this October. Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Ohtani. Oh, look, there's a little breaking news. Let's see. So the Dodgers are still betting, are big favorites entering the World Series. Here's a little, I guess, breaking news. Let me see if this works. I fixed breaking news today. Let's see if this works. Let's try this. Oh, hold on. I have to go to the graphics package. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's see if that works. Breaking news. Breaking news! Angels hire former catcher Suzuki as their manager. In case you didn't know, they were looking at Albert Pujols, but they have changed their mind, and they went with Kurt Suzuki as their new manager. Interesting. I didn't know either of them were in the managing realm. Titan Hugo said Jays in 6. Ooh, interesting. Listen, Linda, listen. It's hard to bet against the international super team named the Dodgers. I don't disagree. Ohtani, best single performance in sports history, 100%, 1,000%. I know, but would love Springer to get another ring. Yeah, that would be dope. The Blue Jays should be called the Juniors because they literally had everybody's kid playing on their roster at one point. Okay, so Donna said it's not posted yet. All right, for the matchup. Okay. All right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Creamy Leg said, is Cam Ward a bust? Too soon to tell if it's a bust. You got to give him a few years. You know, you dig? All right, let's get out of here. I got to pee, and I got a gig at 7:30 at the Punchline I need to get ready for and go have some dinner with my wife and then go tell some jokes. All right. P. Hannon said the Padres are looking at Pujols. Yeah, which is interesting. Padres are always trying that outside of the box shit. You know what? Don't do that. It's just like the Texans offense. Just go get you an old reliable, okay? Hey, Big Stout, bro, it is always so dope to see you back on the show, man. Thank you for coming back and being a regular. It's really dope. Thank you, Uriel. Good to see you, brother. New streak is alive, I see. Total Dallas said Jays will have to beat the Dodgers bullpen at least twice. Facts. And good luck. Good luck getting a lead on their starters. It's going to be tough. All right. Trey said go Blue Jays. Yeah, I'm with you. Go Jays. It's just not going to happen. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I owe you an explanation as to why we didn't have a show yesterday, and I'm going to give it to you, and you don't want to miss it. I promise you, you don't want to miss it. All right? So I'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, do me 3 favors, huh? Be safe, be kind, and most importantly, damn it, even Mariners fans, love each other. All right? I'll see you tomorrow, man. Be good, everybody. By the way, special thanks to my boy, Chris Williams, for joining. Really cool of him to do that. Really interesting stuff. I hope you learned something about basketball. I know I did. Every time I talk to that dude, I learn something new. His insight is impeccable. Bye, everybody. And he's making a YouTube video.